Hello everybody and welcome back to Final Fantasy Crystal Chronicles. In this video we are going to go ahead and we're going to do the Moschet Manor. What I'm probably going to do is I'm going to show you guys this map. It should only take one video because it's a short world, and then I will not save it and we will return next time to do the third world that's available to us in year 2. So let's get started.
Jack Moschet was starving, so he ordered his Tonberry chefs to make dinner right away. But when Maggie awoke from her nap, she was furious to find the table bare. "How dare you forget my dinner?" she bellowed at her husband. Jack knew the trouble he was in, so he demanded the chefs make great haste. But, as always, they took their own good time.
Okay, so this is Moschet Manor, which is probably my favorite map, or my second favorite. I love this place. Before I get started, I will of course pop the bios in here so you can see some of the monsters we'll run into. There's not that many in this world. Alright, so that is that. This dungeon works a little bit differently. You actually don't run into like a boss room. You have to get the boss to appear. You basically have to go into every single room of the mansion, destroy the chefs that are making his dinner, and then he will pop up. So we're gonna go on the left side of the courtyard first, and then we're gonna kind of make our way around. So this bottom left room here is Maggie's room. Despite what you do, she's not going to acknowledge you at all, which is funny because she can even see you. I mean, she can see Mog in that mirror, and she doesn't like turn around and tell you to get out or anything, or you can hit her. "Little pest, off with you," or she'll say like, "Get back to the kitchen." Yeah, "Where's my dinner? Get back to the kitchen." So, whatever, that's just something fun I could show you. You get some ladies' accessories, which are only for female characters, and you can change your element to water if you'd like. These doors are kind of annoying because you have to wait for your crest to show up. Depending on what race you are, everybody has a different crest, and the door will only open when your crest shows up, which is really annoying. The Selk uses this crest, so you'll see when I step on it, the door will open. This world's very short, and I guess that was the game's way of making it longer, or torturing you, is to make you wait for the crest to show up. And there's like a 5 or 6 second delay, which makes it even worse, and just really annoying. There was just no need for them to do that, really. I guess it's because it gives you more opportunity to get it, if you're not sitting here waiting for it, but I find it kind of annoying. Alright, so there are 3 rooms on each side, so this is like the middle room on the left side. It is mandatory to defeat the Tonberry chefs. If you don't, you won't be able to finish up this world, so anytime you see a Tonberry chef, go ahead and destroy them. I think that's the only one in this room, but there is a chest up here. There we go, get that, one of our artifacts, and under this large table is the Moogle home. Let's go in here. And let's get our stamp. Again, no, I don't want to paint you. I was gonna say, again, I don't really have any huge need to paint Mog. It's not really all that necessary. Oh, look at that. Yay, we got our 3 stamps. Fantasticupo. That's a cute word. Can play the minigame now, although we cannot play it because I don't have multiplayer mode. Alrighty. There are 2 ways in and out of this room, so I guess it doesn't really matter which way you take. but this is like the bigger room. The middle one on each side is the bigger one. And it'll always have 2 ways to go in and out, so I don't know, if we go to the top, maybe it'll seem like we're waiting for less amount of time. You could like walk between the 2 switches if you're really bored or something, I don't know. There we go. Alright, so now we're going to go into the top room on the left-hand side, and then we can start making our way to the right-hand side. There's only 7 rooms in total to go into, so it goes by pretty quickly. I'm gonna step on that switch again before I have to wait for it. And it's just here. And there should be some chefs. Aha, there's 2 of you. I noticed I'm also not getting a lot of magic in this world. I find that this world in particular really has no magic. I think there's a cure stone and a life spell and maybe a clear stone every once in a while, but I find that the Tonberry chefs mostly drop money, and a lot of the other enemies don't really drop anything interesting, so yeah, you're gonna have to rely on physical attacks in this world. Forgot to mention that in that last room, if you wanted to, you could read some books, although it's not really relevant. Alright, so this is the kind of the northernmost room that's in between the left and the right side that Jack went into, but he isn't here for whatever reason. These gargoyles are really annoying. They can freeze you, and they're a flying enemy, and normally you would want to use gravity, but since there's not really any magic in this world, it's really hard to get enough magicite to create the gravity spell, which is very irritating. So I usually try to ignore them. In the first cycle they're not too bad, but they do get tougher in later cycles, and usually by cycle 2 or 3 I just ignore these guys completely, just because they're just a nuisance to deal with, basically. But if you want to defeat them, you can. I mean, they drop better things. That's the thing about this map, is it's mostly all about the Tonberries, and they generally don't drop anything good. They don't drop tombs or spells. Like I said, they mostly just drop money. But if you defeat the gargoyles or the corals in this world, you might get something a little bit better. So this is kind of a really crappy world for drops. There we go, some alloy. We can use that for crafting, and I think it was just that chef in here. Yeah. Okay, now I gotta sit here and wait. Very, very straightforward map, though, as you can see. I mean, it doesn't take a lot of brain power or anything to do, and a lot of the enemies are nice and spaced out, so it's a very, very quick and very easy map to do. Alright, so let's go ahead and do the top right part now. We're going to kind of make our way down on the right hand side. We've only got 3 more rooms to go, and then I'll kind of show off the enemies that are in the central chamber, or the central kind of courtyard, where you can see the gargoyle's wings, and that's also where Jack is going to show up when we fight him. Alright, so this room here is probably one of the most missable ones. There's only one Tonberry in here, and he's actually pretty well hidden. He's kind of like sandwiched over there, like behind the bed. And if you're gonna miss a Tonberry, he's probably the one you're going to miss, just because you don't really see him as you come in. You kind of have to lure him out, so make sure you get this Tonberry, or else you'll be wandering around wondering where that last Tonberry is. And that's probably the one that you've missed, because for the most part, like 99% of them are just right out in the open, and they're not hard to find at all. Alright, so this is the right hand side middle room, which is actually the kitchen, which is where the Tonberry should be. Logically, you would think that every Tonberry you needed to destroy would be in the kitchen, but yeah, then you'd only have to go into one room and then defeat the boss, so I guess it makes sense, but it also doesn't make sense, if you know what I mean, so storm on in here. Doesn't all that look really delicious? This is like the only Tonberry that's doing his work. You can see him standing by these pots, and all of his other, like, Tonberry mates are just standing around doing nothing. If I was Jack, I'd just fire them. I'd be like, I don't want to deal with you. I'll hire a creature that can work fast. Because I'm sure these Tonberries like to take their time. They're pretty slow to attack you, so they're not really anything to worry about. Most of the Tonberries, though, are in this room. The vast majority of them. I thought there was more than that. I thought there was like 3 of them, but maybe not. I guess it was just 2. Okay. There's no chest in here, so... Again, this room has 2 ways you can go. Alright, before I go ahead and I go into the bottom right room and just destroy the last Tonberry, there is a chest in the corner near the bottom here, which I will grab. It's really hard to see with a cure stone in it, and of course I don't have room for the cure stone, which sucks. Because I might actually use it. I've got a ton of food, which would be a lot easier to just eat it, which I might do, but I'll pick it up anyways. I didn't really show off any of the enemies in this area, which I guess I can do right now, just because I haven't even showed off this enemy, which is like I call it like a quarrel or a curel. It's basically like a leopard, and it casts spells mostly. It's mostly like a magic casting enemy. Thunder is its main thing. It has resistance to thunder. I think that attack it just did with its like whiskers will kind of like stun you or paralyze you, which can be kind of annoying. But they're not really tough, so I wouldn't worry too much about it. If you can, I would suggest singling these enemies out, especially the gargoyles, because if you have 2 gargoyles at once, it can get kind of overwhelming, especially when you don't have gravity at your disposal, because they'll both be firing spells at you, and they're both kind of hard to defeat because when they're up in the air, they're obviously as strong as they can be at their maximum kind of capacity, since they're not like lying helplessly on the ground. So I kind of want to just destroy them to see if I can get some materials, because I haven't really gotten any good drops from this world. Not that it matters anyways, because I won't be saving, but I have a crap load of Phoenix down. Let's just destroy these, because they're kind of easy to buy anyways if I need to pick up more. Let's get some iron. Okay. Let's go into our last room, and then we can defeat the boss and get out of this world. Alright, so here's the last chef, and there's also a gremlin. Like, one lonely gremlin in this world. I think they just threw the gremlin in to like have a different variety of enemy, because literally this is the only gremlin I've seen, which is kind of sad. But here you can pick up some magic if you need it. You can pick up magic if you want to. If you plan to use magic on the boss, you can pick up fire. But again, I just choose to kind of attack him manually. Did I get the chest? No, it's right here. There we go. And that one contains our last little artifact for this world, I think. Or not artifact, treasure. Our last little bit of treasure. There we go. Those are our 4 to pick from. And as soon as I walk out that door, the boss is going to show up. Again, I'm just going to say that he will show up after you defeat all of the chefs. So once you know you defeated them all, before you kind of leave, make sure you're all prepared. Prepare your command list with what you want it to have. Like I said, if you want, you can use fire, because fire's pretty effective against him. Blizzard's somewhat effective, fire's better, thunder's not effective at all, so don't even bother. Again, I just like physical attacks, so I'm ready to go. Let's go. Man, he is hungry. He wants his dinner. Ghost Tonberries. Alright, so, Jack himself is not the threat. It's actually Maggie who will show up after you hit him once, which kind of sucks. So, if you have high attack, I just suggest attacking him, because Maggie's a spellcaster and she won't really give you much chance to cast spells. It's very hard to get focus attacks and spells in because there's two of them. Jack is kind of the physical attacker, and then Maggie casts magic spells. She mostly casts slow is her big spell that she likes to cast on you, and it has a very, very wide range, as you can see there. I thought I was out of the way, but I wasn't. If you choose to ignore her, I do not recommend it, just because if she's on the field and Jack is losing a lot of HP, what Jack will do is he'll kind of like strike like a macho kind of pose, and he'll heal them both. But this only happens when Maggie's on the field, so if you get rid of Maggie, he won't do it. As you can see, he just did it, which is annoying. I was trying to get rid of her. And the other annoying thing about Maggie is that she doesn't have a health bar. So you just kind of have to keep hitting her. What she'll eventually do is she'll just kind of leave. I guess she gets tired or something and she just like leaves, and then she doesn't come back. So just go ahead and just attack Maggie like crazy, because she's annoying as hell. Probably gonna give you the most problem, just because Jack is pretty damn slow, and he won't really give you a problem. As you can see, there she goes. She's just gonna kind of sit in the corner and think about what she did. And I can go ahead and just focus on Jack now. So, without Maggie, this battle's a piece of cake. Like I said, he's really, really slow. He'll punch you, and if you get too close to him, he'll do like a, kind of like a, I don't really know what to call it. He'll like create like a shockwave with his butt. But yeah, he's very easy on his own, but again, I don't recommend just kind of attacking him head on, because if Maggie is there, he will heal them both, and it's just kind of pointless. So go ahead and attack him. This really shouldn't take me very long at all. This is should be very easy. And even with him, like it's not too difficult to get spells off, just because he is so slow. You can see he has to like think about attacking me. He's like, I don't know, should I let her kill me or So, yeah. What am I doing? Even focus attacks aren't even that good. I should just hit him with my weapon a bunch of times. That attack there will freeze you, as you can see. I thought it poisoned you, but it freezes you, so there you go. And that's about all it has. It doesn't really have anything else. It just kind of hits you with his fist and his butt and freezes you, so there you go. And then he kind of runs off, all angry and butthurt that we beat him. Maggie's like, no, wait, I love you, ah! And they both leave together. It's kind of funny how there's like a tree like chilling out here when I don't know. I don't know how big this mansion is, but I assume it's like on the outside. And just for time's sake, I'm gonna skip this animation because we're gonna go to a different world after this anyways, and I'm almost at 20 minutes. So we're gonna get our letter, see what it says, and then I'm gonna have to skip past the festival because we're gonna do another world before we go to year 3. Oh no. You'll do well enough as long as you remember this. Anything that belongs to others actually belongs to us. That's right, take it all. Well, your mother's a greedy bitch. Leave it to me, I guess. Okay. Unless I'm stealing from like an enemy, I'll send her a seed. And that will pretty much close out the video, so thank you all so very much for watching. Before we go ahead and we go to year 3, we're going to go to the 3rd world, or the 4th world, I guess, that we can unlock in year 3. I guess I'll show off the little bonuses here to see what kind of treasures that we can get. Open treasure chests, we should get a good score for that. 138. There wasn't that many treasure chests, so that's probably why that score is so low. Strength +2, magic +1 defense, +1 defense, +2 magic strength. We're still not running into really good accessories. There are some that will decrease or increase by like 3, 4, or 5. I'll just take strength for now. So that's it, guys. I'll see you in the next video. Thank you all so very much for watching.